We know her as Dawn Tinsley in The Office, Diane in one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Shaun of the Dead, Etta Candy in Wonder Woman. She plays Hilda Spellman in the Netflix series The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Watch out for her cooking. Please bring out Lucy Davis, everybody.
Very glad to be here.
Oh my gosh, Lucy, it's so lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell everybody really quickly where you're calling in from, because I think this is the coolest part of this experience.
So great. I'm calling from Los Angeles. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, nice. So it's just early afternoon for you, or late afternoon, I guess mid-afternoon.
I've got the most reasonable hour of anybody. Yeah.
You've had the least drinks of all of us, is what you're trying to say. No. All right, let's bring out this next amazing actor. She is known for her comedy roles in the book group Green Wing. She is Missy, the female incarnation. I don't even want to say female incarnation. She is the incarnation of the Master from Doctor Who. And we know her occasionally as Mary Wardwell. Most often as Lilith, and most recently as Madam Satan. Please give it up for Michelle Gomez. Michelle! Hello. Tell everybody again, just because it's fun, we have folks watching from around the world. What is your time zone right now, and where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from my bedroom, and that's my bed right there. I'm on the East Coast. I think it's 6 o'clock in Connecticut here.
Oh, very nice. We have some fans watching in Connecticut. Is that a home that have you lived in that state for a while?
A couple of years.
Very nice. Well, welcome. It's good to have you here over on the East Coast. I'm in New York, so we're in the same zone of the universe right now.
We are.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Next up, you know her from 24, Homeland, countless other things. One of the most chill-inducing lines in the Lord of the Rings trilogy is when she pulls off that mask and says, "I am no man." I'm getting chills just saying it right now. Please give it up for Zelda Spellman herself, Miranda Otto. Hello, Miranda.
I'm calling from a dungeon down here in Sydney. I'm in the basement. Everyone's got all these pretty houses, and I'm like down in the basement here in a very messy room that I've just tried to clear everything to the side. I just found my wedding dress a couple of minutes ago.
Ooh. Gosh. Well, thank you for joining us. Yes, and good morning to you. And, this is actually a special treat, Miranda. And I know we're going to bring Luke out in a second, who's also joining us from Australia. Spoiler alert. But normally we do these things earlier in the day. And we have folks that tune in from Australia that watch these at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. So we want to shout out to all of our Australian fans out there, New Zealand fans, obviously, as well, the Philippines that watch this super early in the morning. Hey, now you're getting a slightly later in the day panel here. So again, thank you. Miranda, is that a guitar? You are in a dungeon. Are you a music player, or do you know someone that plays music? We see a guitar.
That's actually my husband's guitar. And then there's a piano, like electric piano thing. Like this is sort of the room downstairs in the house where everything just gets put.
Very nice. Perfect place for a seclusion.
The other way, you're going to see what a mess.
Yeah, no, that's all right. This is the part of the joy of these. It's just seeing folks in their homes. Without further ado, let's bring out our final panelist for the day. You saw him in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Zach and Dennis, How It All Began, Katie Keene, which I know there's some crossover there. But please give it up for, I know as a fan of the show, while I loved the makeup and the costume work that was done with the Dark Lord, that big, you know what I mean, like giant goat, all I wanted was a sexy man to come out, you know what I mean? And like we needed his human form, and this next gentleman definitely provided it for all the fans. So bring out Lucifer Morningstar himself, Luke Cook, everybody. Yeah.
Such an idiot.
Nice.
Someone had to do the karate chops. It was
Someone had to do the karate chops. Nice entrance, Luke. I like starting off any panel with just someone else calling the other person a idiot. That's just the best way.
Beautiful. That's how Brits and Australians get along, is we call each other idiots and bullheads and things like that, and friendly.
That's like the U.S. and Canada. We get the same relationship. Yeah.
Yes.
Although we can admit nowadays that Canadians are way better off right now. But Luke, tell us.
Superior.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. 100%. Luke, tell us. I know I spoiled it a little bit, but tell us where you're tuning in from.
I'm tuning in from my mother-in-law's house in Sydney.
Oh, that's lovely. And have you been here? Well, it's interesting. And again, the fun of these panels, we're going to get to a lot of Sabrina chat, obviously, but the interesting thing has been able to see people, going through everything that we're all kind of going through. Have you been at this mother-in-law's house for a while? Is that where you've been quarantined this entire time? My gosh.
Yes, since March. And it's well before my wake-up time. During isolation, I've been waking up at 10 a.m. So, I'm usually asleep at this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're welcome. Yeah.
Miranda, what did you say?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not normally up by now either, and it's 3 p.m.
I think the official quarantine rules are 10 a.m. wake up is fine. 11 a.m. drinking is totally fine. Those are the two things. I want to talk to you all just one at a time. Let's just go around the room. The success of this show when it overnight was astounding. And part of that's due, I think, to the way it was released. It's this new idea of releasing all of the episodes at once and then everyone's just going super hardcore, super binging. But you can see this is one of our most popular panels. We talked to Tati Gabrielle and Gavin Leatherwood a couple weeks ago, and it was just as popular and they were so lovely. And we started this off the same way. And I want to ask you this question too. What is it like, what did it feel like to just, and Luke, I know you joined a little bit later, but I want to, chat a little bit with you about how it was coming into this super popular show. But for Lucy, Michelle, and Miranda to kick it off, what was it like realizing the instant success of this show and seeing right now fans from across the globe are just super into Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? Lucy, let's start with you, just because on my screen, that's where you are at the top there.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't done a Netflix show up until Sabrina, so I was excited to see how different that would be. And
Sure.
I also love watching. I often, if a series is great and it's one a week, I will wait until it's over and then watch it all at once, because I don't retain the information to wait a whole week. And so I actually love Netflix for that reason, and the streaming networks, and also things do happen much more overnight with Netflix. And Luke, you were only in one episode of season 1, and I've never seen anyone so brilliantly successful for one episode. He was so good and came in and knocked everyone on their feet. So that's the power of streaming, I guess.
Yeah, and it was and then we wanted him back so badly, and the fans, spoke about it, that we got him for a full part there. Yeah. Michelle, go ahead. Yeah, what about the?
So it was really good for us all to have done. I think it was maybe 9 months of shooting at that point. And to have been on our knees, bloodied, and then just to have Luke come in, fresh for that last episode and just, walk away with it. So we were thrilled with that. We were really, thrilled for Luke. We were really thrilled for him, There's some genuineness there, but then just a real thick sarcasm. But actually, joking aside, he really had to earn it. I mean, I don't know anybody else that could have walked onto that set. It's really difficult because we've all bonded and we've all been there as a family. And this guy had to turn up, bollocks out, quite literally, and first day on set, completely naked, and bring it to the table, and just did it so brilliantly. I don't know anybody else that could have done that. So I just hats off to you for that.
Yeah. He spent the first 2 days naked in front of 150 people he'd never met.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you would you with that? You would. Miranda, Lucy, and I, did most of our off cameras naked.
Yeah.
There's full articles online about Luke's and his workout and his naked scene. So that was what really struck fans right off the bat there.
Yeah. We were all naked on set with him.
In solidarity.
Michelle, how about early on though, before Luke graced us with his presence, obviously?
Early on, it was, you kind of knew pretty from the outset, there was a pretty special situation that we'd all found ourselves in, mainly because of Kiernan and what, you know, the atmosphere that she set, the tone that she set, and
so good.
And the energy that she brought, you know, from day one, that was faultless for, you know, the 9-month shoot of each year. And we all just kind of, like, you know, Lucy's a fan of you know, calling us an idiot, and Miranda's a fan of being miraculously gorgeous, and we all just, like, there's a space for everybody in the show, and we all really, you know, respected that, and so you kind of, I'd never worked on a show for that length of time where it worked so well. Like, it was a very easy working day. There were long hours, but we as a community of actors really just turned up and had a lot of fun and really enjoyed each other. And I think that was apparent for people that would come in and guest as well. They seemed to get that as well. So that was
the common thread, the common thing that every cast member that I've talked to of the show so far has been Kiernan, and how amazing she is, and how amazing she was, just coming right in there and taking on this like pretty tough role and character, you know, this teenager going through a lot of things, but still asserting herself. And wow, I mean, the young cast in general, just amazing. Miranda.
Yeah, they were okay.
You spoke of Miranda's beauty. We are all a fan of Miranda's beauty. Even the comments in Twitch right now are talking about Miranda. Everyone's saying, even though you're in a dark basement, that your glow is just so beautiful still in that dark basement over there. All the fans are chiming in. But Miranda, what was it like being part of this show really early on and seeing its immediate success?
You know, like the success kind of came later after we'd shot a bunch of it, but like coming onto the sets was just incredible. And the first read through with the cast, I mean, I was so impressed by the cast that Roberto put together. Everyone was so specific to their role. Everyone was so talented and just brought so much to the table. It was just really thrilling. And Lee, our setup director who directed the first 2 episodes, we had this big night where he showed all these parts of movies that were his inspiration, like things, how he wanted to light things, ways that he wanted scenes to be acted, like looks. It was like he put so much into it that you felt that you were on the road to something really special. And then I just loved everybody's sort of wicked sense of humor. There was like a really naughty sense of humor on set, and we just felt like a really good gang. I really miss everybody.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Roberto, obviously show creator, then all the directors and writers. They really created something that is very unique and different, which is tough to do these days. You know what I mean? The style of macabre, but with the humor mixed in, Miranda, and then the stylization of the series, and just the acceptance of all people, whoever they are, is just really like shines through in this series. And I think why it, you know, ultimately led to such a huge fandom. Luke, we've already talked a lot about you.
Loving this panel, by the way.
Yeah. But as everyone pointed out, you came in as the first iteration of like the human form of Lucifer, and then such a success that now they came back as Lucifer again. Tell us just about your experience with the show and the fandom behind it.
Oh, I mean, I had no idea what I was really walking onto. I had no idea that the show was such a big hit. And then to come onto the set and then get the feel of this, of the cast and the crew, I was like, well, it would make sense that this show is a hit. Somehow audiences can read that there's people having fun somewhere in Vancouver and they want to watch that fun happen. Yeah. And so, and I've been on a bunch of shows, and like very rarely is anyone actually watching them. This show, like, people are watching them, taking in every detail, wanting to talk about every detail, obsessing over this show. And so for me, it was just like, I mean, I couldn't believe my luck, to be honest.
Awesome.
I think the hardest part with the streaming thing was that we'd like do this thing and we'd work for like 6 months creating this thing, and then people would binge it in like 10 hours. And then oh my gosh, we spent 6 months, like all the details and the nights out in the snow and all that, and then like it'd be watched just like that.
Where's the next one?
Yeah.
Like 24 hours after bed. When's part 3?
Yeah.
We should have just been live streaming from set, like just playing the show live.
Yeah.
Well, and such an intricate show too. Oh my gosh, the set design, the costume design, the makeup, so beautiful.
Lisa
Yeah.
Soper.
Oh my gosh.
And Angus Strathy.
Angus Strathy. Everybody.
Everyone who's. Our show was a great use of the phrase "it takes a village." It's every single area worked together. No one was just thinking about their own section. Everyone was a team. That's how I felt on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans asking similar questions. Emily Blair, also Crab
Emily Blunt?
underscore
Emily Blunt?
Blair. Emily Blunt is watching, everybody, and she's a big fan. No, Emily Blair.
Yeah.
The lesser known Emily Blair. Maybe Emily Blair is also known for something, but Emily Blair, and also Crav underscore Monster, not to be confused with anybody. We spoke a little bit about the amazing production design. Is there a favorite set piece, costume, makeup element of the show that was your favorite so far shooting? Whoever wants to kick it off.
I love the Spellman kitchen so much. I always loved shooting in the Spellman kitchen. I loved our family scenes. To me, it was like the heart of the show for my character anyway. That's where, the family came together, and that kitchen was always fun to shoot in. We'd always have a lot of laughs, and I don't know, it's just such a beautiful set. I wish it was my kitchen.
Every part of each set had tons of details. Lisa Soper designed our set. She, I remember the embalming room where Ambrose often worked and the dead bodies went, like those cupboards and filled with jars of things, and they were all labeled like vomit or thing or it was all, it obviously wasn't vomit, but I'll be honest, it didn't smell good, so I don't know what was and one of my favorite things to do was when Hilda was a spider. And it was great because on the day that I filmed those scenes, all the amazing prosthetics that were put on my face, only one eye was left, and it was this eye, and I don't have very good vision in it really at all. And so this good eye was covered, and so I had to have somebody walk around with me all day so I didn't die. And, but it was great because people got me stuff, and I didn't really have to do anything. So clearly, my best experience was based on my laziness.
I remember having some lovely strawberry milkshakes that day with you, Lucy.
Because I couldn't really chew.
Yeah, I was always like blown away with the detail that Lisa brought to it, and Lucy was touching on it there. Even in the cupboards, like everything was labeled. It was. You were dropped into a world where you could point the camera 360 degrees and you'd still be in the world. Yeah. That was the thing where we kind of like forgot actually that it was a set. And one of my favorite sets was the hallway. Madam Satan enjoyed walking down that hallway often. Sashaying, I think, was the term. I won't be sashaying anymore now. But yeah, I loved the school area, but I always felt really safe in the Spellman living room between Miranda and Lucy sitting on that couch. I just felt very comfortable there, very safe. I wonder why, but I wouldn't ever like to get up much because Lucy, God love her, she's a darling girl, she really is. She could hold on to my costume, you see, so that I couldn't actually get up. Well, sometimes when she got up before me, she would press my shoulder down quite firmly and throw a cushion behind and smacking me in the face. You can see a couple of those moments on camera.
Because one time when I did it,
they separated us.
Not that I'm insinuating it was more than the one time, but the one time I did it, I didn't realize that the pillow I hit you in the face with was sequin side.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Took an eye out. Yeah.
Fans always, and we have a bunch of fans, always ask who the biggest prankster is on set. So I think we just outed her.
That's right.
It's Lisa.
The most unprofessional.
The most unprofessional.
Not the word
Chance was a pretty keen prankster too. He was pretty keen.
Oh, Chance. Yeah.
Everybody was. It was coming at you from all directions.
Yeah. Chance was very funny. He'd always
Luke.
try to get us to jump.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
He'd be filming us, but we didn't know. And then he'd make us jump, and then on screen we'd just like Luke always came up with great video ideas. Like it was Luke's idea with that dance to I can't remember what song it was now, Luke, in the hallway.
You Make Me Feel. It's a disco song, but that was my idea. But I also pranked a few of you at different moments where the cast sits. I don't know what that's called. You'd sit like just off set, and me and Gavin came in one day. I don't know if any of you were there, but we put all your chairs upside down, and we take streamers and put it around all your stuff. We'd move all your stuff into somebody else's chair, and then we just leave.
Yeah. A video.
Or leave little messages on our phones. People used to like get on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, take pictures on your phones and just let you know that it was us.
That was very.
Yeah. I think.
You know, we are now all after this going to go back, binge watch the first 3 parts, and look for all these potential Lucy pressing down on Michelle moments, streamers in the back corner.
Somebody posted on Twitter a clip of it, Michelle, where it's in season 1, and you were talking to Bronson in the corridor, and there's lots of people, and I come by with Dr. C, and I said to Michelle, I'm going to nudge you.
Shove, I think. Shove.
Shove.
With the word. Shove.
And I came by, and there's this clip, and I came by, and I've nudged her, but you can't quite see that I have. You just see Michelle topple. But it's my face going, there's just this tiny, as I tried.
Kept it. They went with that take.
Yeah.
Really? They went with that take.
Yeah, they went with that.
Which episode did you say again, Lucy? We want to go back. We want to get that exact.
Okay, you'll see that. Is it really that was quite near the end, wasn't it? Where
last episode
we were getting the kids out of the school. It wasn't safe, and you came scuttling down the hallway and just nudged me.
You know, it just keeps her alive and alert. Otherwise, she dozes off. Frankly.
Yeah, it is a common theme. Lucy is definitely the set bully.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She's the Leah Michelle of Sabrina.
Whoa, Luke. Let's not get a Twitter war started here, Luke. All right, come on.
I'm ready.
Oh, all right. You heard it here first. Luke Cook. This is the Luke Cook at 8 a.m. We woke him up early that we didn't know. Luke, tell us any favorite. I mean, my gosh, you got to go through a lot of basically all the sets from hell to earth. You know what I mean, and back again. Any favorite sets or costumes that you got to that you have?
Oh, I love. Well, my favorite costume is definitely the loincloth, but I was in hell all the time, and I thought that set was incredible. There are like 4 huge versions of me, like massive, like I think they must be 8 meters tall versions of me, like big buff guys with crowns on, and I loved that. That was so cool. But also I would just curiously walk around the set all the time. Spellman house, all the rooms. I even have a photo on my Instagram of me sitting on Sabrina's toilet, which everyone might have seen. But those sets are incredible. And when I wasn't shooting, I was just walking around looking at things and fiddling with things. Yeah.
Very nice. Speaking of set, we're still talking about the production and everything that goes on behind the scenes, or maybe while shooting. EVXLLN wants to know, because it's a spooky show. There's a lot of spooky things that happen and a lot of macabre things that happen. Anything ever spooky happen? Was there ever a super scary moment where something kind of realized or was like just portrayed so well that it actually frightened you actually as a person in any of the shows?
I remember when we were all in bed.
Sorry?
Do you remember Miranda and Lucy when we were all in bed with Kiernan and we were singing those songs and then there was some banging, but there wasn't anybody else in that set, that studio, that lot? Do you remember that?
Was that when we were shooting that like little video thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely do remember that.
Yeah, so there was a funky moment.
There was that one though at the first read through where at the end of the read through the Siri phone thing happened and what did it say? It was really freaky.
Yes. Oh.
It said something like something Dark Lord or
yes,
it said something really satanic. Someone
suddenly speaks to you or something. Mine.
Someone got a text, like someone got a message on their phone after the reading?
No, Siri.
No, someone.
Oh, Siri. Oh, God.
Siri
Oh, yeah, it was Siri.
Someone's phone.
Yeah, and it said something about Dark Lord or something like that.
Yeah.
I do remember that now.
I wish I could remember what it was. It was like something.
It would have been really good if we could have remembered.
This would have been a great story, everyone.
Another question.
Know it.
It sounds
Oh, no.
spooky. Luke, any spooky moments for you, or anything that sort of stuck out? I was like, "Ooh, this is eerie. This is chilling." Maybe.
No, I mean, I never felt that on the set. However, when I booked the role, I went back and watched. I obviously watched the first season to learn about the show, and I couldn't believe how scared it made me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a much scarier show than I thought we were making. I thought we were making a bit of a rom-com. And then it turned out really scary. Remember that first time when we sat in the screening? It was properly horror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it ramps up. It ramps up throughout this series. You know, it starts off, you were like, oh, we're in this light little world here. There's a teenage witch. We all know the like Melissa Joan Hart series from the like 80s and 90s. And then it really just like takes on a huge horror tone, which I think is why it's so appealing. It's really cool.
I remember Scarecrow go through the straw bales of hair.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I saw it. That's
That was genuinely quite scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I found it pretty scary from the moment she walked in and Richard was sitting there in the lounge room. And you remember that huge like conversation they have. It goes from the end of the first episode to the
by
second episode.
fire.
That was
He's introduced.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great, Richard, isn't he?
And what about the spiders? Did anybody have to choose a spider?
No.
no.
Remember the spider guy, the spider wrangler? We had a spider wrangler who turned up with some spiders, and we had
Was
to
he
shoot
the snake wrangler?
snake and spider. But this guy like had to choose some spiders, and then I was like to have over my hand, and I said, "How do you control these?" And he's like, "With a straw, like of course." And then he sort of blew them so that they would go where they wanted to. And sometimes, if he needed to get them back, he would just suck them up a little bit and swallow them.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Michelle,
That was in the pilot where I had spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember you kissing the goat hoof in the pilot.
Oh, yeah.
You went woof?
The goat hoof, you know, when you're massaging, the Dark Lord's feet.
God.
Oh.
I'm so glad when Luke turned up, because all of that scary stuff where I was like terrified with the Dark Lord, it was two, can I say this? It's basically two hoofs on the end of poles of sticks. And I had to be like, oh, Dark Lord, I'm so scared. It was really just... And then Luke turned up. I probably shouldn't have given any of that away.
No, that's
Oh, it's great.
No, that's the exciting. Yeah, you didn't destroy them. We still see this series. We like hearing the behind the scenes and how awkward the scariest moments that are portrayed and how awkward they are to shoot behind the scenes. A lot of people are asking how similar you are with your character that you play, specifically really INAS. Any similarities or like just crazy differences between you and your character on this series?
No similarities.
Nothing. Are there any parts, Michelle, of her that you love that like really just like you feel like you like playing the most? Because we've seen Lilith in different iterations. We saw her as like, or at least your portrayal was as the humble school teacher, and then Lilith, and then released as Madam. Any parts that are like the most fun to play or portray?
I mean, it was just sort of ridiculous opportunity to stomp about being Madam Satan. I mean, just the name is just like. But I actually loved both characters. I had fun with both of them, but probably more so as Madam Satan.
I love you, Miss Wardwell.
But you liked Wardwell, Lucy. I know you always like Wardy.
Yeah.
of it.
Well, it was great to see her come back there at the end. Lucy, you're obviously a accomplished comedic actor. Fun things about this part in particular, this role of taking on.
I mean, honestly, I think like Hilda is so me, and it's kind of thing. I must show some differences between me and Hilda, and that I'm cooler, and I'm really not, and I'm just her, and I don't bake as well. I've set my oven on fire multiple times, and but yeah, I probably am Hilda, really. I kind of made Hilda a vegetarian because I am, and so we had a scene, Miranda and I, in the pilot or episode 2, where there's a dead body, and Zelda says, I haven't had long pig in a while.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? And I was like, I'm going to make a thing about how I can't eat that, and then in the end, Hilda makes the Dark Lord an onion pie, and I was like, good.
Miranda, how about Zelda? I mean, Zelda holds herself very well in the beginning, but like really just goes through this character arc, you know what I mean, of trying for different things. Any of your favorite moments throughout the series with Zelda specifically, and how they relate to you as a person?
I think my funnest moments to play were when she was most inappropriate. I just, you know, in a world that's very PC today, it was really fun and liberating playing a character who would just do and say kind of outrageous things at times. That was my favorite thing about her. I enjoyed like all the smoking and drinking, and it was fun. She was a lot of fun. And I really liked her kind of dominance and her surety. She just like would decide something and go with that. Like I'm more of like, oh, should I do this or should I do that? Like she was very much someone who just made a decision and went for it.
Yeah, for such and again, shout out to the show and the creators and the writers, but such a great example of strong women characters, you know what I mean, that are making, you know, their own decisions. Obviously there's the men there doing their annoying things, you know what I mean? But you really all get to take like, you know, the spotlight, which I think is awesome. Luke, you are the devil incarnate, Lucifer Morningstar. What was that like? Obviously you are not the devil, or maybe you are, but what about the similarities of just his style, or do you like the most? Yeah.
Oh, I think
he's always turning up in gold lame every day.
It was hard to get me out of character. Yeah, it was like take the costume off now, Luke. Get the DP off. Take the loincloth off. I loved playing Lucifer, obviously, and I think that like there are similarities to me with Lucifer. Like I really enjoy life, and I think Lucifer he's doing it for the fun. He's not doing it for anything else. Like when you're that kind of a demigod, like you're just doing it for the fun and the joy of it. You you luxurize everything. That's not a word. And yeah, that's what I love.
It is not.
Yeah.
Is it luxurize?
Luxurious. Yeah, I think it's fine.
It is not.
It's fine.
It is not. Going straight into the Urban Dictionary.
It'll be somewhere. The show is so progressive in its portrayal of sexual fluidity, and we've got a lot of fans sounding off. It has been a sounding board, you know, just a place of acceptance that a ton of fans have tuned in and said, I won't name them all by name, but there's a bunch of them. What do you think about the fan reaction and the support for the portrayal of the LGBTQ community and its acceptance on the show and really just its normality on the show? It's not put out there and like really presented as like something like, oh, we're doing this to be gratuitous or, you know, we're doing this to prove a point. It's just there and very accepted. What are your thoughts on that for the fans?
I think
oh, sorry, Lucy.
I think it's brilliant. Even in working on Sabrina, I got to learn so much about all of those things, and I'm grateful for that because you know you don't know things until you know them, and you ask questions. And Lachlan Watson, I've had many talks with, and we've chatted a lot about their journey, and I think they bring so much to Theo. I love the character of Theo and the relationship with Robin, who I always called Will, and in scenes I just kept saying Will, and I don't know how this happened, but it's taught me so much, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, I love that about the show. I love the representation, and I liked how in this like magical witch world, these things just weren't an issue at all. Like
Exactly.
It would be so like gauche to even think that any of these things were an issue, that we had, we were kind of beyond those kind of silly prejudices and stuff. I felt that was a great place to come from. And I was really proud of our writer's room, because it was a really diverse room with a lot of different voices.
I think like Sabrina was basically just a really honest appraisal of how we are today in the world. Like for this generation, it's all very accepting, no matter who you are or how you are. It's I think the message here is just be who you are and really claim it and don't apologize for yourself. And so I felt like Sabrina, the show, was just basically just an example of actually how the world is now in terms of our youth and this generation coming up, which is such a relief that we can all just be how we want to be without judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a celebration of being yourself. And I think that's why so many people loved it, because it was like they saw themselves and they felt celebrated just watching the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautifully said by all of you, and it's exactly from the fan perspective, and just seeing the love and all the rainbow heart emojis out there and all the people that just are super appreciative of the work that you're doing. So just speaking on behalf of all the fans kind of watching and sharing their love right now, we say thank you for being a part of this. Yeah. Not to pivot crazily, but we're almost out of time. And I want to get to a couple more, one fun question, one more serious question talking about the future of the series. But just a quick shout out to the fans. There's so many folks watching from around the world. And obviously we couldn't get to everyone's question, but we appreciate you submitting. This is a perfect opportunity. This is free. We hope you're watching it live. We hope you're watching it throughout the week. We hope you watch it again. But if you want to experience those one-on-one video chats, that's the time. That's the real awesome time to spend one-on-one time with these amazing actors. So definitely take advantage of that at wizardworldvirtual.com. One fun question, this always comes up, a bunch of fun fans are asking, specifically Miss Hannah watching on Twitch. We talked about the set, all the amazing props, and you talked about the bottles, Lucy. And I know we're mid the season, we're waiting for part 4 to come out, but is there one thing that you either have taken from set or that you wish that you could take from set? So we don't have to spoil, things that you stole. But is there unless you'd like to share it now live, you know what I mean, streaming to hundreds of people from around the world. But one fun thing that you want to take as a memento, or you would want to take as a memento.
I love all the art stuff in the Spellman house. I don't know if it's expensive or not expensive, but I love the dark art, and I love all the cups that Hilda uses.
Yeah.
But I haven't got any. I haven't taken anything. I didn't know we weren't coming back. Otherwise,
I didn't know we weren't coming back, but I actually would go shopping with Will, who was one of our ADs, and point out the things that I wanted, and obviously didn't get them because they were gigantic. But there was portraits of our directors and ADs in a sort of like beautiful kind of restoration pieces of them in sort of period Tudoresque outfit. And beautiful gold gilt frames. I actually did rip one of them off the wall one day, and then I did, and then tried to get it in my bag, and I was like, nah. I thought, well, to put it back in case I got caught.
That's hilarious. You almost made it. You did the guilt set in right at the final moments.
It did. I was like, I can't. I'm really not Madam Satan. I can't do it.
What portrait did you whip off the wall? Can you remember?
It was Will, and it was huge. It was huge.
I always like Corey's one.
Who?
I liked Corey's and I liked Rob's. They were so high up, I couldn't get them.
Yeah, it was really high up.
Oh, and I actually got one of you, Miranda, as a little girl. I got that one too. I got 2 to my trailer and put them back. It was really pretty.
Oh,
amazing!
I remember it.
Anything?
And none of Lucy or Luke. Just got one of the tubes stuck in my teeth.
Miranda, did you take anything?
I guess, look, if I had to take something from the show as a memento from the character, I'd take the cigarette holder because, like, it was such
For
a
sure.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to take anything because when we left, I didn't really know that we were not coming back. So, I'm trying to think back through all those rooms. It was sort of like how everything came together more than really specific kind of things to me. It was like the whole thing. But if I could take anything, I'd just take my whole wardrobe. Just take all that thing.
Yeah.
All my shoes and my dresses and my suits and take it all.
Yeah.
So awesome. I can picture the little cigarette like on a little stand on like your mantle.
I can't believe you didn't get it. Damn, you should have got that.
I should.
Yeah.
Luke, anything from hell?
I didn't actually ever have many props, but the throne of hell is this giant hand that you sit in. If I could get that in my bag.
Got...
What did you say, Michelle?
My agent got that.
Oh.
Wow, 10% and a throne.
Yeah.
She's good.
I'll take the skull one. The skull one was good too.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was
yes.
amazing.
The skull one was amazing. But they were all amazing. Lisa Soper, what a mind. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, and shout out to all of the set designers, the grips, the electricians, the engineers. I mean, they're really going through a tough time right now with production halted, and my gosh. And I know there's some things trying to kick back started and get going. So anyone who's getting back to work, we wish you the best of health and with everything you're getting back to. But let's talk a little bit. You all mentioned it, not knowing, right? Leaving, not knowing. We know we have a part 4 coming up in the fall, which we're all super, super excited about and can't wait to see those episodes. So many fans are asking, it's a weird time, so you can't even like put it in the normal like category of like things getting canceled. It's just things are getting delayed and, people have to make different decisions. And so this is not a dig necessarily like at Netflix or anything like that, but the fans want to know. Time Lady Queen of Hell wants to know. I'm just going to shout out to everybody. What I want to hear about is just your reaction to the petition right now. Rowena Stockport, Elise Grimley, Emily Blair, Grizel, Avery Friend. I can't say everybody because it's going so fast, but there is a huge, over 170,000 signed petition right now online of fans just pushing for the show to get back. I know Roberto wants it to come back and is pushing for it as well. And he's hoping it can do a Riverdale thing, but I don't even know what my question is here. I'm nerding out as a fan. You know what I mean? I just would love to hear your thoughts about the fans. You know what I mean? Just really hoping and striving and making and hoping for a part 5 or a season 5 or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, I'm quite overwhelmed by it, really. I just think I think we have some of the best fans in the world. And I know everyone says that. And it's just that I've learned a lot from everybody as well. Like, they teach me and to see everybody go out of their way to do this and to spread it in every post that we do and everything. I'm a bit overwhelmed to be honest about how lovely that is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really beautiful that people have done that. And like I hope that they could get it to come back. It would be wonderful if we could all come back together again.
Yeah.
So
I agree. I mean, the power is with you guys, right? The power is with the fans. The power is with our viewers, and you make us, you make the show like you're the last character, and so I just feel like there's more to say. There's more stories to tell. And not to get too down, because let's not forget we've got a whole batch still to come out. And so that's, I think, what we should probably focus on in terms of, we aren't. I don't really feel like we're done yet, because there's still a lot more for you guys to experience and enjoy. But I do feel like we could do with a little, closure, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd be up for that.
Yeah, we want to go back to get our artwork off the wall.
I want to go back and get my...
Yeah. Maybe if the set was still intact, Michelle, we could film another season, but somebody decided to rip paintings off. No.
Put all the videos together. We'll do it on iPhone.
Oh yeah, we could shoot it in Zoom.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I feel like we've still got more to give.
Yeah.
I agree. I think there's still more story there and storylines and things that I would have loved to have seen happen that haven't happened yet. So we'll see.
Absolutely. And I don't think that the fans, I'm not sure that they truly understand if they were to get it to come back, what it would mean to us, because we just want to hang out with each other again.
Yeah.
But then again, maybe that's what they love too, is just to see us hanging out again, and I would say, if you're so driven as a fan that you want this to come back and you want to put work into that, I'm here for it, because I would love to hang out with everyone again as well.
Yeah.
And then there's Nilda as well.
Nilda.
I have to say,
Miranda.
Nilda.
Yeah.
ages ago, I said,
Nilda.
great shit, guys. Endgame shit. Nilda. Nick Scratch and Hilda. And so I started that rumour, but pretended that Kevin Leatherwood had started it, Leathers. And he's so frustrated because people believe me.
People are shouting. There's a lot of love for Nilda. Everyone's like, Nilda. Everyone in the chat so far has been so focused on Madam Spellman, and we all know about Madam Spellman. But now maybe Nilda can take one up on Madam Spellman.
We quite like Helvin. Hilda and Melvin.
That's nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much more. There's so much more.
Well,
Come
yeah.
on. Come on.
And the series has done such a good job of really just plotting it out, you know what I mean? And not giving too much away like so fast, and that's why we can't wait. Well, I mean, I know I speak for all the fans. We cannot wait for part 4. We are all online signing our names on wherever we can sign our name for part 5. We're out of time. We've gone a little long, but this has been such a lovely chat. I just want to give everybody one final go around just to say, shout out to all the fans watching. Again, I want to shout out these countries again, all around the world: Australia, the Philippines, Germany, France, Romania, the Czech Republic, Lebanon, Belgium. I mean, I can't even Canada, the US, obviously, the UK in the house, Italy. Everyone's now like, say my country. From around the globe, you have these fans here watching, and I'd love just to go around one more time for a final thoughts for the fans, and then we'll wrap up. Lucy, you want to kick things off since you're up there?
Sure, yeah. Thank you for all supporting us. And when I go on Instagram, I was fairly new to Instagram before Sabrina, and I was nervous about it because people kept saying social media is a vile place. And I've mainly only experienced really kind, lovely, supportive people. And that's taught me things and kept me going sometimes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. I have so enjoyed interacting with you all on Instagram. It's been a real eye-opener to me, because normally, like in film and TV, you don't get any audience feedback while you're working. So it's been really fun to hear like what gets you going in the show, what you enjoy, what you want to see. It's just been really fun, and I hope you're really looking forward to part 4. Part 4 is a festival of fear. It really is. Like, it's just one thing after another, huge roller coaster ride, and I think very appropriate for these times. So sometime this year, we're told that it's coming out.
Awesome. Michelle, final thoughts?
Yeah, just absolutely humbled by the support and the love, and just feel really privileged and amazed that we've got this incredible fan base, and I'm just I don't know, I'm genuinely from the bottom of my heart, which is a black heart, and thank you. I'm so proud to be part of this, and I'm just really grateful to get to know you guys and fans along the way, and hopefully you'll grow with you, and just wish you all lots of love and have a wonderful life, all of you.
Thank you, Michelle. Luke?
Yeah, I feel the same way as everybody. Ditto to everybody. I made so many cute little friends on Instagram, and in a way, like, it's actually the fans that, like, I mean, my life has changed since going on Sabrina. And, you know, I could say that Roberto changed my life, but really it's the people watching Roberto shows who've changed my life. So I'm enormously grateful to the fans.
Yeah. Thanks, Roberto.
Here.
Yeah, thank you, Roberto. I want to end with this. This sums up, I think, a lot of the fans' thoughts out there. They're all just showing their hearts and emojis out there. But from Teresa Lopez, RONC says, thank you so much to all of you for sharing your experiences with us and for working so hard to make our lives a little bit more fun. I want aunties like both of you, Lucy and Miranda. I want to spend an evening cooking with Aunt Hilda, taking some advice from Zelda, and hanging with Luke and Michelle in the depths of hell. So that is a little sentiment there from one of our specific fans, but speaking for everybody. One more big round of emojis to fans watching from around the world. What an amazing Sunday evening, Monday morning. Please give another round of emojis for Lucy Davis, Michelle Gomez, Miranda Otto, and Luke Cook, everybody.
Hey.
Oh, we're doing this.
Oh,
You taking a photo?
Dan, that's a good picture.
You can screenshot too, Lucy. No,
Full screenshot.
no, it's okay.
Very technical, Michael. What to do with it?
Hey, this is Alex Malari Jr., and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Your Emperor commands it. Thanks for watching.